The General Register Office (GRO) had to shut down 4 times this year after a number of staff tested positive for COVID-19. This, according to the Registrar General, Raymon Cummings, among other issues, have attributed to the delays in processing birth, death, and marriage certificates. Cummins further told the newsroom that the authenticity of the certificates was questioned after death certificates started appearing from persons who were found to be alive during the national recount of votes cast in the March 2020 regional and general elections.
It therefore means that when I took over the office, there was a backlog of 4 months of applications to deal with. That is the first issue that I had to deal with. The second issue had to deal with the issue of the security of the documents. You may recall during the time of the recount that there were death certificates appearing for persons who were very much alive.
Now all birth certificates issued are printed from a database. Cummins said about 500 certificates are printed within 1 day. This database assures a high level of security and authenticity.
The other issue we had was the issue of distribution, because when I looked at the system when I took over there last year, we found that we had produced a lot of certificates. Our record shows that the certificates had been written, they had been posted out, but we had no record to show that the certificates were delivered. And persons were turning up. I saw recently someone said that they applied for a birth certificate since 2019 and they hadn't received it as yet.
Mr. Cummins explained that they are currently printing birth certificates received in June this year, and by mid-October, the production rate should be back to normal or even faster.
Once we get rid of the backlog, which should be at least by mid next month, the latest, once we get rid of that backlog, we will go back. Well, I wouldn't say go back. We will even be able to do it faster. The problem is, one, it's a new system. Two, persons are learning as they work. Three, we are working in a COVID environment. We have had about 4 shutdowns for this year where we've had to stop. But in spite of all of that, we continue to work and we continue to do what we do, and people continue to be served.
In May this year, GRO began issuing computer-generated certificates, including death, marriage, and birth certificates, with embedded security markings, including a QR code to the top left corner. In 2014, the government started the process to digitize all records through assistance from the International Organization of Migration (IOM). Cummins, however, explained that the system was not being used for the intended purpose up until the end of 2020. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Isanella Patwo.